I'm Amy Pennock, Lead Assessor with the College of American Pathologists CAP 15189 program. I'd like to congratulate you and your laboratory on your continued commitment to quality, patient safety, and continual improvement. Once you have achieved the prerequisite of laboratory accreditation through the CAP 15189 program can help you take that quality to the next level in your laboratory. We know you have choices when it comes to seeking accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard. One of the many benefits of choosing the CAP is that our program builds on the CAP laboratory accreditation program. You'll be focusing on processes in all areas across the laboratory's quality management system, or QMS for short, and incorporating management reviews of the process outcomes. And because it's the CAP, you know you'll be working with a team of highly trained experts with medical expertise who understand quality management and medical laboratory operations. Achieving accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard from the CAP can bring a wide range of benefits to your laboratory, including improving overall operations and efficiency of the laboratory, team morale by getting everyone focused on the same goals, client satisfaction with consistently reliable, timely results, patient safety and commitment to risk mitigation, and your laboratory's reputation for quality. You can also achieve greater visibility for your laboratory's achievements within and across your organization. One of the questions we get asked most often is, how long does the process take? That depends on a number of factors, and it can vary greatly from one laboratory to the next. In general terms, the process includes these 7 steps. The first step is to review the CAP 15189 Program Readiness Checklist to understand what key documents will need to be submitted with your application. If you're committed to achieving accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard, we encourage you to submit your application once you've reviewed the checklist and assembled your documents. Don't worry if you don't have all the processes and SOPs in place and perfected at this point. It's a collaborative process from the very beginning. Your lead assessor will reach out right away to confirm receipt of your application and provide support and guidance. The next step is a review of the documentation in your application to assess the maturity of your laboratory QMS and create a customized roadmap to accreditation. This gives us a better idea of what to expect when we come on site. At the conclusion of the review, we'll provide you with actionable recommendations and suggest educational tools and resources where and when you need them to help you take those next steps. During the gap assessment, we'll come on site to your laboratory to see how your QMS works on a day-to-day basis. This helps us better understand what gaps exist. As we're conducting the assessment, we'll reference the 3 pillars of our accreditation approach: intent, implementation, and effectiveness. First, we want to know your intent. What's the overarching structure of your QMS? How is it designed to work? What are your goals, policies, processes, and procedures? We'll also look at your implementation. We want to see how your SOPs are actually being used. We'll review records, observe work being done out on the laboratory floor, and talk to your staff to learn how they work within your QMS. The third pillar is effectiveness. Here, we'll look at whether the laboratory is meeting its goals for defined metrics, as well as the outcomes of any internal audits and management reviews you've completed so far. We'll also help you prioritize your focus on the way to accreditation. The goal of this pillar is to evaluate how your QMS supports continual improvement. After the gap assessment, we'll work closely with you in an iterative process to address the gaps we've identified together. This is where you will put your tools and skills to work, enhancing your QMS and strengthening your quality culture. The amount of time for this part of the process depends on how much there is to do and how aggressively you're able to pursue the recommendations. We offer an optional pre-accreditation assessment for laboratories that would like to measure their progress on the gaps identified in the gap assessment. If you didn't have many gaps, or you're confident you've addressed them all effectively, you can go straight to the accreditation assessment. This is your first formal checkpoint on your journey to accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard. Your lead assessor and technical assessor will come on site to review your intent, implementation, and effectiveness so far to see how well you're positioned for ongoing continual improvement. You can expect to hear an accreditation decision from the CAP 15189 committee within 75 to 90 days from the accreditation assessment. So, the short answer to how long does it take is, it depends. Some laboratories that have a well-defined QMS in place can go from application to gap assessment in as little as 4 months. Others may take longer between the steps because they need more time to transform their quality processes. It all depends on where you are in the journey and how aggressively you can pursue accreditation. The CAP ISO 15189 assessments are different from the inspections you experience in the laboratory accreditation program. Whereas a checklist-based approach is appropriate for the technical proficiencies evaluated in the laboratory accreditation program, we're taking a complementary process approach with accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard. We want to see the big picture of how your QMS works across your entire laboratory, how the processes are flowing together and working collectively. You can expect collaboration at every step with a dedicated team that's with you from start to finish. We're here to help you succeed. We're also mindful of the work you have in progress and the need to balance your priorities. And as a result of achieving accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard from the CAP, you can expect a strengthened quality culture. By involving your staff in defining and refining your laboratory workflows, they will be engaged in collaborative process improvement, and everyone will be empowered to speak up. You'll create a solid foundation for continual quality improvement that can grow and expand with your laboratory into the future. And you can expect to enjoy the confidence that comes from knowing your laboratory and team are inspection ready at all times. In closing, I'd like to thank you again for your continued dedication to quality and best practices by seeking accreditation to the ISO 15189 standard through the CAP. If you haven't already, we recommend going through the CAP 15189 walkthrough course that's available online through our eLab Solutions Suite. And as always, we welcome any questions you might have. Please feel free to contact us. Thank you.